All right. What good? What's good? Just left one live. Now I'm back with another. We're gonna put this one right here in more of a debate style. Cause for those of y'all that's in the Discord, we completed the whole season of the original Power in there, right? And throughout a good majority, vast majority, what's good with you, opponent face? But a vast majority of it, yeah. Hey, Nemesis. We're gonna talk about Nemesis too, as you can see. Probably bring up the trailer again. Gonna have to slow it down some and adjust it because Netflix are big on that copyright shit. But um, but yeah, while we was watching Power, a whole lot of ghost hating was happening. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas was in there hating on Ghost for no reason, bro. Acting like my boy went the GOAT and wasn't the reason why all of them ungrateful brats was still standing. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna give it time for a few more people to go ahead and come up in here. But yeah, we definitely gonna address this today. So the slogan for today is Ghost wasn't wrong, prove me wrong. I'm gonna definitely need Kenny ass up in there over there playing crickets whenever my nigga was speaking and shit. nigga was fucking nigga was playing crickets while my boy was speaking, man. The disrespect was just so I don't watch Euphoria. I keep hearing it's good and stuff like that, but I don't watch Euphoria. Perhaps I should, but I don't. Speaking of Euphoria, I believe it's coming. Their new season is coming, correct? What's good, Hazen? Also, where the hell's Talia at? She was up in there hating too. All them folks, all the ghost haters, but hey, Buckets, get your ass up in here too. All that there she go, there she go. All the ghost haters that was in there doing all that hate, we need y'all front and center today. Cause this is the thing. I can agree with that, Takara. Yeah, some of the stuff was definitely unrealistic. No doubt about it. But I mean, it wasn't just his story. Shit, the whole damn series, damn near. It was a lot of unrealistic shit, you know, that was happening throughout that series. But Ghost had to, take the bad end of the stick. Everybody had to blame everything on him just because he wanted some pussy from high school. Come on, man. We ain't finna do my boy like that. Make sure y'all hitting the like button as you come in. So, Ghost wasn't wrong. Prove me wrong. So, I'm going to say this. The first major topic that we're going to bring up, I may have a hard time defending this one, but I'm going to do it. Ghost wasn't wrong for leaving Tasha for Angela. Prove me wrong. That's interesting. Ain't nobody got nothing to say. Ever shut your ass up. But anybody else? Matter of fact, I need somebody to come up on the link right now. Because I'm pretty sure some people disagree. Ghost wedding vow said till death do they part, not until high school sweethearts pops back. How you know his wedding vow say that? We ain't seen the wedding. And besides, he never divorced her. He never divorced her. He just started entertaining something else. That's it. Who Tasha wanted the divorce. So what are we talking about? See, that's what I'm talking about, Talia. That's what I'm saying. Supposed to jump all over the man like he was just wrong for that. The man told her what it is. See, this is like what we was talking about on Black Chat Chronicles yesterday. Ghost was an alpha male. Alphas, they tell you what it is they trying to do. You either get with it or you don't. If you don't get with it, he gonna leave you behind. And that's exactly what Ghost did. He told Tasha twice, I want to leave this drug shit alone and focus on some legit shit so that we ain't got to be spending all our lives looking over our shoulders. That's what he told her. But she didn't listen. She wanted to keep pushing the drugs. Like he told her the very last episode. Matter of fact, where the hell is Allie at? Need her up in here too. But like he told her at the end, remember, the biggest goddamn drug dealer in New York City, that's who the fuck you love. You love. And he was 100% correct when he said that. Do you still think Ghost is alive? Remember, he ain't dead until you see the body. Absolutely. We know that. Ghost was entirely in the wrong for doing his family dirty, not wrong for wanting to leave the guy. So if his family, because he didn't leave his family. See, like he said, see, that's where you wrong, SG. Tasha tried to pull that shit too. What did he tell her? I didn't leave our family. I left you. So what are you talking about? He still was making sure his family was his priority. In fact, he told Angela and her sister Paz on more than one occasions that his kids always come first. He told them that. So his kids was always his priority. Then Angela. Tasha didn't want to get with the program. So he was like, hey, I done told you. Matter of fact, he told her that, what was it, episode, was that, I want to say it was the finale of season 1. I've been trying to tell you, Tasha, you ain't been listening. He was trying to tell her, like, bro, I'm done with the drug shit. He was trying to tell his best friend Tommy the same shit. He didn't want to listen. Goes and said he wasn't. He told them that, but what time did he spend with the kids after Reek stole the gun? Okay, so after Reek stole the gun, that was what? It was absolutely season 3. And I want to say what? Season 3, episode, like season 3, episode 3 or something when he stole that gun? Something like that. And you got to think about what was going on. Shit pertaining to the game was going on. So for one, he was still actively trying to get rid of Lobos, because keep in mind, Lobos was still on his ass, while still trying to protect Tommy, while still running his nightclub business. And keep in mind, Tasha kicked him out of the house, so he couldn't be in the house with them. And you say what time, he spent with them. Keep in mind, all of this happened, I would say, in a small period of time. It's not like it was a great, long, vast majority of a vast amount of time that happened during season 3. And all of that probably transpired within weeks. So, like I said, like he was very much distracted by that, taking out Lobos. And then right after Lobos, look what happened. Milan showed up. So all of that would have been happening whether or not he left Tasha or not. That ain't got nothing to do with that. There she go. Ali, get your ass up in there. So that ain't got nothing to do with that. Y'all trying, but that ain't gonna fly here. That ain't got nothing to do with what he was spending with his time with his kids. The game was what was interfering. If he was able to live a 100% legit life, because think about this. Why was Milan after him? Milan was after him because of what he did with Vladimir, right? Vladimir shit never would have happened if Tommy and Tasha would have just worked with him and got out the game. The Vladimir shit never would have happened. So that wouldn't have even been the case. And then let's keep going. Season 4, he ended up getting arrested, right? How did he end up getting arrested? Because he was trying to help Tommy out by getting that tape. That tape shit never would have existed if they would have got out of the game. So that also took a lot of time away from him and his kids. Then what happened during the midst of that? Tariq got caught up with Kanan, which ultimately led to Ray killing Raina. And then, of course, that shit. My point is, bro, all the shit that was taken away from him spending time with his kids was related to the game. If he got out of the game, that shit wouldn't have existed. So y'all niggas, y'all got to come better than that. Y'all got to come better than that. Let me see what y'all saying in these comments. Facts. Ghost knew there were repercussions in the game even when he was young with Tommy Kanan and Tasha. He found an exit plan, but neither Tasha nor Tommy wanted to listen. Facts. What's up with you? I'm not sure if I'm familiar with you, actually. I'm just gonna say Tay. They would have said at the end. Lamente or something. Ghost neglected Tasha on her own birthday to smash Angela. Well, first off, he didn't smash Angela, so that's a lie. But did he neglect her? Yeah. He did do that. I'll give you that. And I think, but since this segment is Ghost wasn't wrong, prove me wrong, I gotta deny that. So he did neglect Tasha. But hey, my point is none of that would have even happened if Tasha would have just stood by her man and decided to just rock it out with him, he would have been like, okay, cool. I got me a rider. You know what I'm saying? And he never would have did that. Nope. Would have been right there with his wife. So we're going to deny that too. I'm absolutely taking up for Ghost foolishness, Sally. Tariq got as at Truth basically crying to Ghost about how he left to Angela without talking to them, and he still didn't talk to them or do nothing with them after that. What you mean he didn't do that? Hold on. So you gotta remember what happened. See, Talia, we're not letting you get it. We're not letting you get away with this. We gotta remember what happened because basically he was about to go to a basketball game with Tariq that same day. What happened? Because Tasha and Tommy didn't want to get with the program. Holly punk ass put out a hit on Ghost that almost killed him in front of his son. And after that situation happened, he was like, hey, you're like, yeah, I gotta, I gotta get Tariq out of, harm's way. So that's what counted the basketball game that they were scheduled to do with each other. And you acting like Ghost didn't go to Raina's booty ass plays and shit like that. Come on, bro. My nigga was doing stuff with his son, bro. He was man, y'all with his kids. I mean, come on, bro. Y'all reaching that. Y'all reaching. Reek was at least hanging out at Chew. Raina and Yaz were all. No, he went to Raina booty ass. Remember, he went to Raina booty ass play. So nope. You can try again though. The game wasn't interfering with him and Angie. He was still fucking her every day. What you mean? He was hold on. He was still spending time with his kids though. That's what I'm trying to say. He still was doing stuff with them. Tommy and Tasha was 10% of his problem. He was 90% of his own. That's cap. So, Ali, let me ask you this. If Tasha would have said when he first introduced that to her, and she would have just said, yeah, okay, baby, let's do this. And she would have went ahead and went with trying to put focus on the legit life instead of the drug shit. Does a lot of the situations that transpired still happen? I need you to answer that. If Ghost didn't want to be a drug dealer, he should have went to Cho. No, see, he was young, and what's that excuse? A lot of the women love to use when they make mistakes in life. He was young and dumb. My boy was young and dumb, and he thought like he told Tariq in episode, what was that? Episode 609, I want to say. Yeah, 609. He said, when I was young, I thought it was the right thing to do. So it just was him making bad choices when he was young. That's all that was. There was numerous of times Ghost tried to leave, but people in his circle, including the ones in the game, Lobos, Vladimir, etc., did not want him to go. The only one that wanted him out was Angie, regardless. Facts. Everybody else kept on trying to pull that man back in. And to be honest with you, of everybody that was in Ghost Circle, including the kids, I believe if somehow Raina was to know the full truth of everything that was going on, Raina would have supported him. She would have been like, "Yeah, Dad, I would allow to see you be safe. So try to, even if we do got to cut back on some of the stuff we get temporarily, I believe in you enough to make it another way where we actually can get it being safe." He was leaving Tasha for Angela Bugatti. We don't know that. We don't know that. It don't matter one event. This is a script there. Keep in mind, Courtney Kemp said this all happened in 6 months. So we're going to use that. So basically, he did enough in that little time. Nope. We ain't finna do that. We're not one event. Come on, it's a drama. They got to put a lot of the drama in there, too. We ain't finna the bad mouth my boy for that. Might say a deadbeat. That man was far from a deadbeat. That's crazy. That's crazy. This is crazy work. Ghost had a plan to get away from them no matter what when they no longer served his purpose. That's Cal. Because he could have left Tommy alone a long time ago because he definitely didn't serve his purpose. He could have let Tommy die a long time ago. But what did he do? Kept sticking his neck out to save that nigga. He could have let him die or he could have let him go to jail. But what did he do? Stuck his neck out to protect him. So that's 164,000 trillion percent cap. Ghost kept lying, to his own about little shit, even after Tariq already been exposed to the gang. Caught a body and no longer the same innocent kid. That's just one of them situations where your kid, you can't unsee this is my baby boy. There's no way he can actually be this bad. That's just parents in general. Some of the time do that. That's just like, for instance, I'll give you a perfect example of this. You know how you sometimes your kid could actually not be that good at whatever it is that they're trying to achieve. Perfect example, basketball. LeBron James probably think that his bum ass son, Bummy James, is not that bad in his eyes because he's a loving father. That's normal. But we all, the public, know that nigga is trash as fuck. You feel me? And it's the same thing with Ghost and Tariq. He kept trying to look at his son as the little boy that he remembers prior to the situation with Ray Ray. Tasha kept trying to tell him, now I'll give this to her. Tasha was trying to tell him, look, this is Tariq. That nigga is like you growing up, and you can't see it. What did Tariq tell him at the end when he shot that fake ass bullet? I'm you, Dad. So that was just a case of him not being a little, naive to the fact that his son is a monster, and he didn't want to accept that. So that's all that was. So nope, we ain't dealing with that. Exactly. The ghost was not the problem. We ain't gonna do that. He didn't even have an extra room for the kids at Angela. So this nigga can dictate how small that bitch house was? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Not gonna lie, I think Ghost would have still been a drug dealer, even if he went to choke. Tariq was selling drugs in college and choke. Possibly. Angela put him back in a worse situation, and him being Ghost, she was gonna be down too. Raina loved them gifts like Tasha. What? How did Angela put him in a worse situation? Well, keep in mind when he first wanted out, He didn't know that she was a DEA agent. That's first off. He didn't know that she was a prosecutor. Besides, she wasn't a DEA agent anyway. But don't come in here with that fruity ass bullshit, bro. I don't care what Tariq said. That's a little ass punk ass kid. That nigga don't know what the fuck he talking about. Like he told him. Like he told punk ass Tariq. That ain't you. Raina loved him. What she did. Shut up. Tariq don't know what the fuck he talking about. Ghost only married Tasha so she wouldn't testify against him. Smart man. Shit. What you talking about? Angie almost risked her law license for Ghost to get out the game, even under oath. Exactly. Bro, you gotta join the Discord, Tay. Cause they be in there cooking Ghost, bro. I be the only they be cooking Ghost and Angela, bro. I be, going to war with these motherfuckers. They be doing the shit that you see them doing in the chat. They be doing that shit on Discord. Full blown. The whole damn time. Bronny may have did make a lot of progress. He's still trash as fuck. It don't matter. What's good with you, Marcus? The bullet was fake. We all know that bullet was fake. I feel like I'm behind it like hell on these comments right now. Exactly. He didn't kill a single mother with a son to raise. Exactly. Hey, he can be a crook. But which one is better? Him being a crooked politician or a crooked drug dealer? We got crooked politicians every day. I mean, we got Donald Trump in office with that. Come on, Dad. We got plenty of crooked politicians. Obama was a crook. Biden was a crook. Bush was a crook. Come on, bro. That's what happens in politics. Their job is to lie to motherfuckers. So you can't be. So y'all say Ghost is always lying. So y'all don't think my nigga would have been a cold ass politician? Come on, bro. Hey. Exactly. Go ahead and tell your mom about your little punk ass life of crime. Yeah, that's why I know about the hits, the stealing, the hits with Kanan, all of that. Wait a minute, Kanan? Out of all that shit Ghost said, all she heard was Kanan. Kanan's behind this? No, Tasha. Kanan's the reason we found Tariq. Dre's the problem. And guess what, Ali? I didn't watch the show probably over 10 times. And I'm telling you, Ghost wasn't the problem. Ghost didn't want Tariq in the game because he knew what it came with. Even when Tariq asked him, "Teach me the game," Ghost reaction to his answer was, "I'd rather kill you than let you join." Yeah, influence would have been cold, Ghost, for sure. Because with Ghost and goddamn Rashad lying their ass off like that, that would have been a good, funny ass series. I really hate that they didn't make that one. Bro, how are y'all saying Ghost Kanan wouldn't have been able to get in his head if Ghost would have been around him? Why was Ghost missing? He was in jail during the time. When he first came, snuck up on him, he was dealing with the Milan shit. So that was kind of occupying. Like I said, it's the shit. When you get done, for all of y'all that keep on saying, there's nothing that you can say that won't be related to something with the game pulling them back in. Everything is related to the game. So what I'm saying is, if his two biggest people that he loved the most and supported outside of his kids, obviously, which was Tasha and Tommy, would have just supported him wanting to leave the game and helped him get out, none of this shit would have happened. Yeah, I did see about the new spinoff with Gary Leonard. I did. I'm actually pretty excited about that. Should kind of, I was thinking about kind of making that a topic as well, but what I was the most excited about was that it's going to be here in Los Angeles. So that is wonderful. Yeah, Brian. I need you to definitely get in the Discord, man. Cause they be calling themselves trying to cook me, bro. Gaining up on me and shit. Like I said, bro, they can't even let my nigga talk, bro. They be playing my nigga in there saying no one can stop me. All we hearing is cricket noise, interfering with my nigga dialogue and shit. Tasha must have got pregnant by Kanan or used to give him top back in the day. She wanted him dead to hide her dirty loose. I agree 100%, my boy. That's what I be saying. It's 100% she was doing something behind closed doors with that nigga. Nah, it's not a power show, but like, it's gonna have like a power like feel to it, I believe. And speaking of that, it makes me wonder and that it might actually be some truth to um it might actually be some truth to when 50 Cent said Legacy is going to be the last Power series. Because perhaps maybe they're going to stop doing Power, but branch off to something else, like doing Power like shows instead of it actually being Power. They did to Lee. I'm trying to tell you, they absolutely did. I can't wait till Origins come to show y'all. They absolutely had something going on. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, whatever it was she was doing. Ghost get ready to leave. She hopping in the back with the nigga and shit. You ain't gotta hear it, but you're gonna see it eventually. Yep. Yep, Ali. Yep. I think it was very similar to that Destiny situation. Yep. I can't wait for this other half of the year to come. It's nothing to watch right now. Yeah, that's true. Wait, when is my other hold on. So when is Euphoria coming out? And when is I gotta check out when is Forever coming out too. That's a good series. Hold on, they saying mid to early 2027. 27. What the fuck is this? Damn. But I did see that they were casting though, so I was assuming that was season 3. I guess it was season 2. It's crazy. All right, we're gonna see it when it comes. I'm gonna make sure I be on your ass. Don't worry. Terry Silver and Jabari are the nosiest people I've seen in the Power universe. Terry thought he had Ghost's wife and his knowing he was in prison. Jabari was too obsessed with Tariq on writing about it. Hold on, Euphoria came out yesterday? Damn, I didn't know that. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. What season is this for Euphoria? Nemesis seems to be a resemblance of Power. Can't wait. True. Speaking of Nemesis, you said Nemesis is a Power ripoff. Cool. Season 3 is not that bad. I might can catch up on it. I thought it was season 3. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive into this Nemesis thing because obviously y'all can prove me wrong. Yeah, I think that is the same guy from Insecure. Yep. All right, so I'm gonna definitely be pausing this shit because I ain't got time. Cause Netflix ain't no joke when it comes to copyright. They gonna get your ass quit.
Real men live by our own set of rules.
So with this nigga, but anyways,
Nah, real men know right from wrong.
Big bag, yeah. I got a real.
you know they need. I'm really looking forward. I gotta say this. I'm looking forward to these primaries that's coming in. Primary elections that's coming too, because we need a new governor. We need some changes because this bullshit that the government that we got right now is ass. And that's the reason why all the shows are starting to leave LA because it's too damn expensive to film out here. And there's some bullshit. We need more work out here. All the other shit up in goddamn Atlanta. Shit starting to be in Texas. We getting tired of that.
They should put his K up.
4 perps set high-level targets, changing their MO every time.
You think this is that same crew you've been looking for?
I know it. They killed my partner.
Look at this Carter ass nigga. they got a fake ass Don Carter, y'all.
Officer down. Come on, man. He's not your guy. He's a reformed black business.
Let me do this too. This will probably help it out because I ain't got time for this shit. Y'all ain't finna hit me with no copyright. That's what y'all ain't finna do. Y'all little lad.
This man who turned his life around. Think of what you could cost him if you're wrong.
Think of how many more people will die if I'm right.
Remember we said we'd be out?
One more big job, and then start the next chapter of our lives.
What in the ghost is he talking about? Oh, shit. What in the ghost and Angie is happening?
When they talking, what's the word?
$6 million in untraceable diamonds. Get to work?
I'm gonna catch this crew. It's only a matter of time.
I got a real
Your ass up, Carter plus Greg Knox.
ambition. I got a real ambition.
When two people meet, one yields to the other. You're playing with fire. I got it all wrong. See, I'm Prometheus. I bring the fire.
All right.
He's not just any cop. He's cutthroat just like me. He's been obsessed with me since the moment we met. He's taunting me.
Why can't I get through to you, Isaiah? Where are you?
Find a way to shut him down. Or you going back inside. Or worse.
We're gonna take everything back.
You got eyes on him?
And we're gonna take it in blood.
Hey, I don't know, man. I like it. Carter's trailer looks good. And it's on May 14th. Hey, let's give us another thing to watch, you know what I'm saying, in May. And I'm going to try to do a little bit better with these Netflix series because, you know, with Netflix, since they drop it all at once, it makes it more challenging to kind of cover it. But I'm going to try to do individuals. Like, it's going to take a while, though. That's the thing. For the niggas who do that, kudos to them ugly ass niggas. But, you know, to go and get all them episodes one by one, and like, it'd be like, well, for Beauty and Black, they had 8. I'm assuming this series here is probably going to have 10. Because the only reason why it had 8 for Beauty and Black is because it's a 2-part series. So with this, more than likely, it's not going to be a 2-part series. It's probably going to be 10 episodes. So it's going to take a little minute, but probably, you know, try to dissect all the episodes if I can. But a lot is going to be going on because, you know, you got the NBA playoffs. I'm going to be covering that. Then keep in mind, by this time, Raising Kanan's trailer would have also have came out by then. So I'm going to be covering a lot of content on Power. Hey, May going to be lit. I'm going to say that. May going to be a nice month. Let me check these comments. You wouldn't happen to know when Power Origins he was going to be airing. Nah, I don't know when it's going to be airing, but I can just kind of, you know, pinpoint an estimated time period. So like probably, if I had to guess, I'm thinking I'll say this, it can come as early as probably winter of this year, as late as winter or spring of next year. But I just know when I was reading on that article, they were saying that it's projecting the end of this year. So perhaps November or December-ish of this year. Because I know for sure they're already more than halfway done filming. The Shy season 8 should be coming soon. Unfortunately, I don't watch The Shy, so that don't help me, but they got too many damn seasons. A trailer for what? Said Lamar 2.0. My series, man, I just took a huge break and didn't do it. I keep saying that other episode and put it out, and I just never got around to doing it. You talking about why I called him Carter? Because he light skinned? I mean, not just because he light skinned, because you know he seemed like a nigga that's annoying, and that's why I said Greg Knox too, because you know Greg Knox. I mean, well, Greg Knox, we know he had a vendetta. He was mad about the Angela situation, and it seems as if Carter had some kind of beef with Ghost as well. So it kind of the sins of the father reflected over to the son. I don't watch P Valley, even though that shit a lot of my from my hometown. It come from there. I just don't watch it. I can't deal with it. Well, this is her first thing she wrote since Power. You never know. Her next thing might be totally different. You know, Ali, I was thinking that too, to like possibly watch it and watch it in Discord together. We possibly could do that. He said, "Dude, like Ghost slash Shamar Moore." Yeah, he do like Shamar Moore for sure. I'm gonna watch it. I don't know about y'all, but I'm definitely gonna watch it. Hierarchy, the movie is good too. Very similar to the show Nemesis. Check it out. What is it on? So it's 8 episodes. Okay, that makes sense too. Speaking of Raising Canaan, have you seen any new episodes since Breeze stepped in? Nah, I ain't seen no episodes. I wish I was that go. What's good, Sean family? Greg Knox and Carter have that same mentality of bringing down someone with corruption just with a badge. They ain't holy either. Yep. Shout out to the people that's watching on X. You know what I'm saying? My X been getting a little action lately. So if y'all had to judge it, just go ahead right now off the wall. If you had to pick, what would y'all rate Nemesis? What y'all think? How good do y'all think it's going to be projected to be? Eight, 9. Yeah, I'm gonna say a solid 8 for me. I'm gonna go with an 8. It looked like the lead, he looks solid. The guy that's the cop guy, it seemed like to me, I mean, he's cool. I know him from, he's on the Oval with Tyler Perry. Seems like a different role from what he's doing on Tyler Perry. Ali, another show we should consider when we have time. I seriously doubt we have time before um before Raising Canaan comes back, but I know a lot of people haven't seen Snowfall and started watching Snowfall in that Discord. Snowfall is currently casting. I'm mad as hell. I haven't gotten an audition for it yet. It's crazy. Actually, my girl got an audition for it. Shout out to her. Hopefully she get it. But my ass ain't got shit. What's good, my boy? All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and head out. But speaking of Snowfall, we heading on to the next one. Now we're gonna revert it back over because I see not as much as Ghost be getting hate. It's Franklin be catching some strays too. You know what I'm saying? Trying to blame my boy, saying he was controlling and he was controlling, he was a narcissist. That's the reason why the family fell apart. All of what's not to be true. So we're gonna also address this Franklin Saint hate too. Cause niggas been capping about my nigga name with that too. Franklin, like Ghost, thought he was bigger than the program. He was bigger than the program. God damn it, he was the program. Let's be real. Thank you, Talia. My nigga ain't never been wrong. Let's be real. What made it all really start falling apart? Let's keep this 100. Louis deciding she wanted to do shit on her own is when that shit fell apart. Prove me wrong. Yeah, it is. Snowfall is more street and is way more realistic. Just got to keep it a buck with that. Exactly. She tried to blame Franklin for this nigga Jerome getting killed. But in actuality, it was 100% her. Actually, I'm gonna give some of the percentage to Jerome himself for him getting killed. Because if he would have just checked Louis like he should have, none of that would have took place either. When Louis first decided she wanted to, branch off, that's justified. I can see why Jerome decided, okay, baby, if you don't feel safe working under Franklin, that's cool. I can understand it. I would have probably, had my girl back with that too. But where he should have checked her on was when she decided to backdoor Franklin and go to Teddy to get product on her own. Because he's seen it a mile away. What did he say the moment he found out Louis did that shit? Franklin gonna be mad as hell. And he said, "Look, I would like to think that you're doing it and it's just business, but I will not go to war with my own blood." That's what he said. But he ended up doing exactly that. Why? Because she went behind his back to try to do that bullshit. Bro, I'm about to put your ugly ass out, bro. Stop doing that shit. Saying the same stupid ass shit over. You're an annoying ass, pesky ass, no life motherfucker. Stop doing that shit. We heard your ugly ass the first 700 million times you said that. Like Franklin said, Louis was doing 90% at some point. Let them have more say so. Well, he didn't say she was doing 90%. See, you gotta add context to that. That's bullshit. He said 90% of what he moves is through to her. So basically, he sells 90% of his product to her. But also keep that in mind. How did she get it put in place to be able to do that? He put them in place to do that. The expansion and all that to Arkansas, that was his idea. She got that from him. She didn't come up with that. The shit with Inglewood. She only got Inglewood because Franklin put her in a position to get Inglewood. So sure, she was a very valuable piece. That's why I said her branching off on her own. Okay, cool. Even though that started hurting the business because they started having major issues with the pricing. Remember, when Teddy returned in season 6, season 5, he told them that it was not a price issue. The issue was them two breaking away from Franklin, deciding that they want to do shit on their own. And it wasn't Jerome's idea. Jerome didn't really even want to do that shit, but he was just supporting his wife, which I can respect that. But like I said, he should have checked her when she tried to go behind his back with the Teddy shit. If he would have done that, none of that shit would have took place. Only time Franklin was wrong is when he chose Man Boy over Scully. That was a mistake. Okay. Let me think on this one a little bit. Because, obviously, yeah, that was the wrong choice. Louis was absolutely right about that. I can't even get around there. I won't even lie. Louis was right about that because Louis told him. And this is the thing. I put a lot of respect on Louis. I think Louis doesn't get enough credit for what she did provide. I will 100% concede to that. Because let's be real, Franklin never would have been able to move that first brick in time if it wasn't for Louis. However, like I said, the demise of the family, which basically after Jerome fell, everything went to hell. That was her fault. But yeah, but even so though, looking at it that way, it still worked out. He may have been wrong about it, but it still worked out. They still ended up taking out Man Boy, and Scully ended up still in the long run being cool with them. But let's go ahead and flip it on the other side. Let's say he decided to help Scully take out Manboy. What if they would have did the same thing and let's say they missed with Manboy? He survived the same way that Scully survived. Could you possibly see an outcome where Manboy ended up taking out one of them? Because, you know, he's trying to get payback. The worst thing that happened with that Manboy situation, I mean, with them trying to go after Scully's situation is, you know, Leon, he was never the same after he accidentally took out. Yeah, I mean, that situation definitely probably was worse because it ended up getting Fatback killed. And then, of course, since Fatback got killed, that brought in Big D. Big D was mad at Leon. And then, of course, I ain't gonna lie, it was a couple of Let me see what else y'all got for me, though. Ghost was more like Vito Cologne in The Godfather, where as Snowfall was the real deal. Let's kind of play with this a little bit. So let's kind of switch. Let's switch some characters. That's what we can do in this closing. Let's switch some characters. Same show, but let's put Franklin in Ghost shoes and Ghost in Franklin's shoes in certain situations and talk about the outcome. So, what I want to talk about with the Ghost and Franklin situation first. How about what if the Teddy situation happened with Ghost? You got him captured in the basement. You're trying to get the money from him. And he decides to split the money with you, like just like he did with Franklin, 37 million apiece. And he, you know, he's telling you it's a place that they can meet to complete the transfer with the CIA dude and all that shit. Do y'all think Ghost would have been foolish enough to actually go through with that plan because of greed of the money? Let's say he's in the exact same predicament that Franklin was in. He got a baby on the way. He needs the money. He lost all his money at once, you know, and he's desperate. Do you think Franklin would still decide to go through with trying to make that deal with a goddamn CIA agent? Or he's like, hell nah, we ain't doing that. That's a bad move. Yeah, Leon definitely told him to stay out of that shit. Yep. But the thing is, Leon wasn't right about that. I gotta kind of push back on that a little bit. Leon wasn't right about that because if he would have just stayed out of it, it would have just kept escalating. And the problem with that is that crime was getting out of control. He had to find a way to get it to neutralize the situation so that they can go back to making money and not drawing attention to the operation. That's what was happening. Because what would have ended up happening eventually is it would have spiraled out of control. Crime would have risen up, which would have brought in more law enforcement. More law enforcement would have mean more investigation, and now it puts their operation at risk. So, he had to do something about it. If somebody can put Branford Hood ass out, because mine's doing the error bullshit right now. I don't know why. Trying to ban this little ass. You said Ghost would have played it a lot smarter. Ghost would have had some kind of backup plan. Yeah, because Ghost, you never really seen. This is the thing. Throughout the series, they both went 6 seasons. So that's a good thing. We got a great way to compare it because they both had the same amount of seasons. I'm trying to think, but have we really seen Ghost make a move off pure emotions? Because pretty much that's what that was at the end. There was an emotional decision that Franklin decided to make to go ahead and go through with what Teddy was offering. Teddy was breaking. He should have just kept torturing that motherfucker until eventually he was like, look, nigga, you gonna die in here. And on top of that, I believe if Ghost was in that situation, he would have just kept torturing Teddy, tried to get in, and if they had to kill him, so be it. And just started over. He's like, Ghost, it's like Kanan said, not having money ain't never stopped you from getting money before. So Ghost would have just found the way, because this is the thing, you built it before. You can build it again. That's what V was trying to tell them. Matter of fact, Talia, let's talk about one of your, really quick, let's talk about one of your topics that you had. Who was the better woman for Franklin? For my Snowfall watchers, who was the better woman for? Was it V or was it Melanie? Melanie. Because that's one thing I can get. I think you could make a strong argument that maybe you could say that V was there for the money. But even when he lost the money, if you think about it, she was still there with him. And she told him, don't sell the properties. We can build, don't, rob your family. Let's just build it back. That's what she was telling him. But Franklin was so emotional at that time, and that he had lost everything, that he couldn't think straight. Because he absolutely like, dude, you're smart. You the one created all of that. You can get back on top. You did it. That's one thing about making money. Once you've made money before, made a lot of money before, it's not that hard to make that same amount of, like, once you make your first million, I mean, I haven't made $1 million check myself yet before, but I'm just saying, I do know, like, I used to have things about, when I was younger, I just need to make 10,000. Then once you finally made that 10,000, making another 10,000 is not that hard once you've done it before. And it's the same that a lot of people would agree with, like, once you become a millionaire, you're a multi-millionaire. Making another million is not that hard because you've done it before. So Franklin I get it. You lost it all. It sucks. But I think Ghost would have probably decided, hey, I'm just going to build it back. Just like Tommy did too on Force. Build back better. That's one. I think that's where it was separate. True that war would have got worse if Franklin stayed out of it. Yeah, absolutely would have. Ghost never would have trusted law enforcement the way Franklin Saint trusted Teddy. Saint should have had that money in one of offshore account. Ghost killed Terry Silver in the parking garage. How fury post. Hey, you trying to blow my cover right now, Takari. He didn't do it out pure emotion. He did it because Terry was an issue. Because keep in mind, Terry was a person who could have testified to bring them all down. So it wasn't out pure emotions. But that's a nice try. I think if Saint didn't kill Mel father, she would have stayed down for him. I never liked or trusted V from the jump. Do I think Franklin and Tommy would have gotten along? That's a good question. I think so. Because Ghost, I mean, he's similar to kind of the Ghost. And you know, Tommy loves brilliant minds. So I can see them getting along. Because Tommy ain't that much different from Leon. V was the better woman. She didn't turn on Saint until he put hands on her. Mel got on them drugs, started making threats. So I would say I always got to consider the person that, you know, the lifestyle that the person is dealing with. Like I remember when we kind of did this situation with Tariq, right? We was talking about who would be the better girl for him between Lauren, you know, Effie and Diana. And I always said Effie was the best because of the lifestyle that he lived. If he wasn't in the game, then Lauren would have been the best pick. But anyways, I think the same rules apply here. The fact that Franklin was a drug lord and, you know, the things that he was into. And of course, Mel's father being a cop. V was the better pick. Because like Brandon just said, she never really did anything to betray him until he did what he did. And that scared her. Because she even went against her own mother for him, if you can remember. She was like, he never did nothing, raised a hand to her, and nothing made her feel unsafe. Until that situation happened. And that's when she sucked his ass dry and dipped on him. So she was telling them, like I said, she was telling them right. Nigga, apologize to your family, squash this beef, and build back. What you can do, what he could have done, is been like, hey, you know what Franklin did what Teddy did to me. This is what I would have done if I was Franklin. I don't understand why you meeting with Louie by herself. That didn't make no sense to me. I would have met with Jerome, your blood, nigga, your uncle, a man who's more logical. I would have been like, Teddy stole all my money. You know I got a baby on the way. I need to be able to secure myself to take care of my family. He would have understood that. He was like, this is what I'm going to do for you, nephew. I'm going to loan you some money, put you in a position to, you know, to get your operation back running. We'll give you, because keep in mind, they already said they'll give him some properties, you know, some territories. So we'll let you have this territory. You can run it the way you want to run it. We'll give you some bricks at a good price. And you can make money your way, get your properties that you're about to lose back running. You know, I'll keep you flowing. And then once you're able to get them properties up, you'll have legit income. Your family will be good. And then you can get out of the game. And you ain't got to worry about Teddy. That would have been the better route to go instead of the foolish emotional decision that he decided to go with. That didn't make no sense to. I mean, I get he got mad. He would start losing his shit, but that was just emotions. think about this. If Ghost was, let's say, who would be in comparison to him with that? If if that happened with Ghost, so let's say who would be the same? I guess instead of Louis, you would in this situation maybe Tasha, even though that's his wife. But I'm just saying, according to the storylines and comparisons, that would be the next closest thing to Louis. I would say Tasha. I don't think he would have, went through it trying to rob them, trying to rob Tasha, trying to rob Tommy, or somebody like that because of what happened to him. V was used to criminality too, so she could go either way. Yeah, exactly. Wait though, towards the end when Saint asked Lee for all his money, and he said no, Saint went off on him like old times, and that's probably another time he was wrong because that was uncalled for. Hey, I'm gonna be honest. When I said Ghost wasn't wrong, proved me wrong, I was serious. With Franklin, I was bullshit. Franklin was wrong about a lot of shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Franklin was wrong. Like, if I was on the opposite end right now, I've been cutting all into a lot of holes up into that. Because yeah, Franklin was wrong. You can make a argument to say he was wrong when when he shot. But at the same time, I don't know. Because I was gonna say when he shot Kevin. But at the same time, it probably would have been worse if he allowed Kevin to start that war with the Mexicans. Ghost did not do way more wrong than no goddamn Franklin. That's not true. Franklin was wrong. What did Jerome tell him? You've been wrong at every turn, nigga. And then think about this. Franklin was wrong so much that his people were starting to turn on him. Think about that. It was never a time that people turned on Ghost because he was making bad decisions. They was mad at Ghost because he wouldn't be the leader no more. That's the difference. They was mad at Franklin's crew was mad at him because they didn't want him to be the leader no more because they were questioning some of the stuff he did. It was the exact opposite for Ghost. We don't want to hear nothing about Ghost abandoning his family. That ain't even true. He abandoned Tasha and was still looking out for Tasha in the same way. Yeah, that nigga was going ham the way he talked to Sissy in that damn jail. That thing went off on her. But anyways, though, yeah. So now let's put Franklin in Ghost shoes real quick. let's say okay, let's put them at the very beginning. Let's say Franklin is with V, right? He ended up marrying V. They have children. Things going okay. Let's say he decided he wanted to get out too, but V then got so accustomed to the fast money, the lifestyle that they're dealing with, to the point that she become comfortable and wants to continue with that life, right? And in comes Melanie. She walks up. Instead of Angela, Melanie shows up. And now he runs into her. She's doing well for herself, working a nice corporate job or some shit. And she don't have any kids, not married. And she reminds him of the life that he wanted before all of this mess, right? Do you think Franklin, judging by his character, would have decided to abandon V to go with Melanie, the way Ghost abandoned Tasha to go with Angela? Don't forget, Franklin acted like he was going to let that dude walk away after having opening the safe in Peach's crib. No loose ends. He changed his mind real quick. Right. That shit was crazy. Okay. That's a good take, Ali. You said he ain't gonna do it because Melanie's dad is still the law. But hey, think about this though. It's kind of it's kind of similar to the Ghost situation, right? Even after Ghost figured out, I mean, obviously he didn't know that she was a prosecutor at the beginning, but once he did find out, he was like, "Hey, fuck that. That pussy good. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay with it." You think he would have got with Mel? Because keep this in mind: when Franklin was at his recital, was at the repast for Jerome, for the funeral, he saw Melanie at the funeral. I mean, at the repast, so right. So that lets you know there that he still had it was still something there for him for Melanie that was in him. So I think that's a little bit of that's kind of telling that it's a possibility that if she was to show back up, that he maybe he would have went ahead and did that. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then also, at the end of season 4, the last time we seen Melanie, when he was on her ass about her talking to the reporter and shit like that, he let her go. He could have taken her out, but decided not to do so. Franklin was pretty faithful to his woman. I say he handles that differently than Ghost. It did seem like he was a go, but this is the thing though. According to Tommy, Ghost was a faithful guy too, to Tasha. So sometimes it could just be who it is. All these other skanks and stuff you see, you cute and all that, but I'm good. But somebody that you actually, you know, had deep feelings for, you might decide, yeah, I don't know. And also, I think it has something to do with how happy you are in your relationship. Because I think if you with somebody that that you love and stuff like that, but shit really rocky, a bunch of stuff constantly going on, she getting on your damn nerves all the time, you might just consider it if the right one show up. No, Mel didn't show up to Jerome's funeral, but he imagined her because remember, keep in mind the repast was at um Sissy's house, right? And keep in mind, Mel lived right next door. So when he looked over there towards that direction where her house at, where she used to be on the step, he imagined her being there. It was kind of like I guess you could say sort of a hallucination or whatever. But yeah, he seen the image of her being there. So that just lets he still thinks about her some of the time. That is credible. Just because he didn't know they didn't. You tried to bring this up last time, and I keep telling you, it's not the same thing. You can not know that somebody, like, that's just like you're best friend with somebody. You see them every day, right? Let's say you see them every day. If not every day, every other day. But more than likely with the type of business that they did, they saw each other probably every day. If Ghost was to kill somebody or set somebody up, like what happened with Kanan, which is a one-time thing, it's possible that can slip through the cracks and he never know about it. That's very much possible. Him going off doing things with another woman, that's different. You're gonna eventually catch on to that. And then on top of that, the fact that he told Tommy about the situation with Angela probably means if he had another situation with another woman, he would have told him. The thing is, I don't think it was. He wouldn't have done it. Like, look at how he was when he was with Angela. He wasn't really thinking about no other woman. When he was with Ramona the little time they was with, he wasn't thinking about nobody else. I think what it is Ghost. Ghost is the type that just want a down chick with him that fits his lifestyle, and he's good. He's not looking for multiple women. That was Tommy's angle. That scene was actually at the wedding when Saint was sitting along and was, oh shit, I may have got that wrong. Could have been a wedding scene. Maybe it was the wedding scene. But if it was the wedding scene, that's even better because that means that was during the time period where that was during the time period where him and V was good. That ain't credible. I don't care what you say. That ain't credible at all. What's credible is the fact that Tommy said he never did it. Let me go look at my damn blocked list because I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna find and make sure your little glass stop coming back in there. That's Talia, one of Talia's accounts blocked. See, that's the thing. Yeah. Hold on. I gotta check something. My bad, y'all. I had to go up in there. This little ugly bastard is back. This is crazy. For 10 years, you lied to your best friend about another business partner. Same difference. Yeah, but you come on. The reason why is because I get the reason why they did that. I mean, Tasha didn't tell him either. Why didn't Tasha tell him? For the same reason. It's because Tommy reacts. He's an emotional guy. He reacts when it comes to stuff like that. Something about dealing with a woman, he ain't gonna do that. So that's the difference. Like for instance, I got a brother that's a hothead. He don't calm down now, but 10 years ago, if we in an altercation and I'm trying to go into a situation where you're more so looking to neutralize the situation through negotiation, I'm not bringing my brother. I'm not telling that nigga about it. Why? Because I know he might pop out and don't think. That's the type of guy he is during that time. Tommy is the same. But if I tell him about, hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Me and Tasha, we got a good thing. But last night, bro, I ran into this girl. She was bad as fuck, bro. And before I knew it, this happened. He'll be able to handle that. But like, even if he disagreed with what happened, he'll be like, man, just don't do that shit again, bro. You got a good thing going on. Like, don't fuck this shit up. That's different. If you tell them something about that where they can just snap and get angry, totally different situation. Anyway, though, back into these comments. Hey, Flying Warrior, I appreciate what you might be trying to do, but you need to stop this. Come on now. Oh shit. This nigga SG is funny. I mean, not SG. CG is funny as hell. Anyways, good people, man. We got anything else we want to cover? If not, I'm probably I might go ahead and jump off here because I do gotta get up early tomorrow. But hey, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna try to be back for tomorrow. Definitely gonna do an NBA live because we got that play in. Hopefully my sons take care of business and I could be happy about that. And then we'll probably try to do another TV show live, similar to this again. For those of y'all that's still up in here, really quick, because I know we've been watching the shows on Discord. I wonder if there's a way we can watch it on Discord, right? Watch the show on Discord while still maintaining alive. That might be cool to do. It's mine so damn baby. Every time you come up in here, I'm putting your ass out there. Tell you that shit right now. All right, good people. It looks like that's all people. The chat not moving. We don't cover the topics and stuff. But yeah, like I was saying, might start doing that. Live reactions to the shows we watching. Blazers versus Suns. Your Suns getting absolutely we getting the W easily. All right, Talia, cool. We're gonna start doing that. SG, we're gonna do that. So tomorrow, like I said, what time is this Suns game? Suns game. $7. So I know you start up usually around like 8 o'clock your time. Is that like the normal time you start up? Oh, I was asking the time that she normally starts the screams. It'd be like 8 o'clock her time, right? So that's like 6 o'clock my time. Okay, so 9 or 10 her time. So the reason why I was asking is because I am gonna cover basketball, and the Suns game come on at 7 my time, which would be 9 your time. And I'm not telling you to change anything. It's just I'm not gonna come in there until after that because I'm gonna be covering that. So if you do 10 Central, which would be 8 here, I probably would come up in there maybe I probably be like an hour and a half late. But yeah, I'll come in there afterwards. And I might actually try to watch it, try to go back and forth, like maybe put the game on my big on the TV, and then also be watching some of the show on my laptop or something. But yeah, just trying to get an idea of generally when you started. So but yeah, I'm gonna come in there and then I'll start the live on based on whatever the episode you're currently on. But yeah, we'll figure it out. Sounds good. But you say my bad for you good. Like I said, don't change nothing that you're doing. I was just trying to find out so I can know. Anyways, I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow. I'm about to go ahead and turn it out. Until tomorrow, good people.